All right, guys, before we get this episode of the podcast going, let me do a quick shout out to the homie Computer Booter. If you need your console repaired and any other tech device, he does pretty much a big gamma of a whole bunch of devices. Or if you're just in the mood for some retro games, why not check out Computer Booter? He's computerbooter.com. He fixes consoles, does repairs, does mods, disc repair, and he also sells and buys consoles, retro consoles and stuff. He has a Macari shop. You can go to computerbooter.com, check out all his links there. He's located at 6834 Ferris Boulevard in Carmichael, California, area code 95608. His hours are Monday through Friday, 11 to 7, and he's closed on the weekends. So, yeah, he does uh, repairs on most consoles. I've had a few consoles fixed by him. I highly recommend him. He's recapped and fixed a Game Gear of mine. He's fixed a completely broken Super Nintendo of mine that my kids have gotten hold of. He also has a great shop full of games, and if you can't make it to him in person, um, he also does let people ship gaming consoles to him for repair, and then he ships them back. Um, and then if you're just in the mood for some retro games, he's got a great selection of games. You can go check him out on his Macari page, or if you're in the area, you can go and check him out in store. So yeah, if you're in the mood for some stuff or you need a thing repaired, why don't you give Computer Booter a shot at computerbooter.com. All right, now let's get to the episode. All right, everybody, what's up? Welcome to episode 2 of the FATMAN Gaming Podcast. This is, like I just said, episode 2. The Nintendo Direct just broke. Let's see, we're recording this on 6/21/23, so that's Wednesday, June 21st, 2023. We just got done watching the Nintendo Direct. I took down some notes. Let's see. There was a total of 28 games announced. Um, some hit, some missed. To me, I mean, any Nintendo Direct is a good Direct. It was, for me, definitely showed that the Nintendo Switch is on its last leg and the predecessor is coming. If anything, this is a good swan song for the Switch. The Switch is ancient hardware at this point. I think it's time for a new one. It feels like that announcement for a new one is coming soon. Um, so just do the introductions. I am Fatman, I aka Trake12, and here is my co-host Philip Zeokis Guerra. Philip, say what's up to the people.
What's up, guys?
Um, so just to get started, what did you think of the Nintendo Direct before we go into the list of games that was announced?
I actually thought it was pretty entertaining. They started off by showing footage of the new Pokemon games,
Mm,
the new DLC for the for Scarlet and Violet, and I was, you know, even though I'm not big on Pokemon myself, I saw that as more of a way for them to really grab hardcore Nintendo fans' attention to you know, as a start to the live stream that they did.
right. Yeah, I'll give my opinions on Pokemon in a minute, but yeah, no, the Direct overall, it was like I said, it was decent. I mean, if I had to give it a grade like we did the other shows, I'd say, well, I'd go with a C on this one. There was some exciting stuff, some disappointing stuff, some rumors that were true, and some rumors that didn't come to fruition that I was kind of upset about. So, but that's here or there. Let's get into it. So the first game announced, like you said, was Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC. Um, it was called Area. Let's see, Area Zero. Um, I don't know what the heck that means. Again, I'm not. Pokemon Violet and Scarlet didn't hit it with me, so I am not interested in this DLC. I didn't even pick up Scarlet or Violet. I watched enough gameplays to know that it's just not for me. At this point, I feel like Pokemon, the graphically and all that shouldn't look like a DS game, but it looked like a DS game, and I know that's not a lot that it hinders it, but it just, I think I'm just over the Pokemon circuit. So, and then you said that it looked interesting. So yeah, did it make you want to grab Pokemon Scarlet or Violet or?
No, not really. Like, for like I said, for hardcore Nintendo fans that have always been that grew up on like the NES up to the Switch, you know, Pokemon was a big part of their life.
Right, right.
Um, for me though, it's just never been a thing for me. The shows, the movies. The only Pokemon game that actually interested me was actually Detective Pikachu.
Oh yeah, yeah. We'll get into that in a little bit. So yeah, so there was our opinion on that one. The next one was Sonic Superstars. It's Sonic Superstars is a 2D 3D mix up. You play four characters. You play Sonic, you play Knuckles, you play Tails, and then you play Amy Rose, and then possible DLC characters on there. You're running around on a 2D plane with a 3D model character. It looks kind of interesting. I'm not big on Sonic since Sonic Adventure 2. I didn't play Frontiers. I might. I'm not sure. Um, but this one looks kind of good. Looked like a return to Sonic. I mean, if anything, I do believe there was a Sonic 4, so this looks more in line like a Sonic 5. I mean, I'm not big on Sonic. I might try it. The time it's coming out, there's gonna be so many games out. I'm just not even gonna know where to put my head in first. So, yeah, Sonic. What is it? Sonic Superstars. Interest you at all?
Yeah, actually, it did. With having a four-player co-op, even though it's only local, being able to take the Switch over to a friend's house potentially, and playing with them, with three of your other friends, that brings me back to the old Mario games,
Yeah, yeah.
where something unlike the Wii, where you could play Super Mario Brothers Wii with four people at one time.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean that'd be cool. I generally play my games solo, so yeah. Next up was Palia, and honestly, I don't remember anything about that game. I think it was farming simulator. It looked like almost maybe. I don't really remember because it didn't interest me. So, uh, yeah, exciting for fans of that style of game. Not my thing. I'm almost guessing it's probably not you either.
Yeah, it sort of reminded me like of Animal Crossing style, where you're
Yeah.
just there to be there. It's more of a relaxing game.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, that's a pass for me. Next up was Persona Tactica. Now, I've never played a Persona game. I know people love them. I've seen them. I've watched gameplay of them. This one actually kind of interests me, and me being a big fan of Final Fantasy Tactics, I think I might give this one a try. So, I know you're not into the RPG stuff, so what about Persona Tactica?
I'm actually a fan of Persona.
Oh wow. Okay,
The sh-
cool.
I mainly watch the show that they have for it.
Mm,
But the games do interest me. I would have given them a try if I was able to at the time,
right.
but I didn't get the opportunity to do that, unfortunately. But this is one that I would most likely try myself and see how it plays out.
I do believe this one is coming to Game Pass. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's a Game Pass game. And I know some of the other Persona games are on there too. Um, let's see. Yeah, but Persona Tactica is definitely a maybe for me. So, Next up was Myth Force. Yeah, that's a complete pass for me.
Yeah, it was for me too.
Yeah, I don't even honestly, like I said for Palia, I don't even remember anything about this game, so I'm gonna pass on that one. But it was announced. If you want to know more about it, go ahead and either watch the direct or look that one up by itself. Next up was Splatoon Fest announcement. They announced the Splatoon Fest for Splatoon. What is it, 3 or 2? I don't even remember. Um, the Splatoon doesn't interest me, so I again didn't pay really much attention to it. So, um, was it interesting for you at all?
No, the how they how they're working it though kind of spoke some interest. It seems as though Splatfest is something kind of like a voting system where throughout the event, whichever, in this case, which flavor ice cream, is the best,
Mm,
whichever one has the most wins throughout the Splatfest, since it's only 2 days long, is, you know, a winner. It's kind of like a little tournament thing.
right. Oh yeah, I forgot. These are usually themed, so yeah. So yeah, no, I mean, Splatfest and Splatoon passed for me, so I'm happy for those that enjoy it. But yeah, let's see. Next up was Detective Pikachu. Now this was kind of an exciting one for me. I was like, oh, I've never played Detective Pikachu, and I think I have a 3DS copy of the one that they released a few years back, and I have the giant Detective Pikachu amiibo. So I was like, oh man, I was thinking maybe I should open that, but then I was like, no, because that's a collector's item. So that won't be happening. But I'll probably play this game because I liked the Detective Pikachu movie. Uh, and this game actually looked kind of interesting. The voice acting was kind of funny, wonky. And yeah, I was like, oh, I'm probably gonna give this one a try. How about you?
Yeah, this one also interested me. Even like you said, I saw the movie as well. It was a great movie, honestly. I didn't think I was gonna like it. Like, I haven't been the biggest fan of Pokemon, but that movie was really something, and it actually makes me want to try this game out if I
Hmm.
can ever get my hands on the Switch, and I'll definitely try it out.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely a good one for me. That one was definitely a yes down the line. The next announcement after that was Mario RPG Remake, and man, let me tell you, that was the hit for the show for me. One of the two. And when I seen it, it brought back Super Nintendo nostalgia. I mean, it looked beautiful. It was everything that it looked like originally modernized. Gino was back. They had the battle system displayed, and it just was like, whoa, yes, sign me up. And I was all for it. Guess I'm 99% sure you've never played Mario RPG, but it was
Yeah,
like,
I've played the 2D scrollers, but I've never played like any of these like 3D versions of Mario.
yeah, no, this Mario RPG was so much fun. It wasn't your traditional RPG. It was kind of like basically it was like Japanese style RPG, but with Mario and his friends. Some new characters that haven't been explored, some maps that haven't been explored in other Mario games. I know there was a big thing between Square Enix and Nintendo, and I think that's why it's been so long and why there was never another one made. But yeah, no, this one was a definite must. I already pre-ordered it, so we're good to go on that. Exciting for that. Um, the next game up was Princess Peach. She's getting her own game, and that's pretty cool. Princess Peach getting a lot of recognition lately, and she was one of the key members of the movie. Uh, I want to say she was probably one of the best parts of the movie. Um, and then they got, gosh, that god awful song, the god awful song Peaches is dominating right now, and there's kids singing it everywhere, and it's Jack Black, so I tolerate it. Um, but yeah, so what did you think about the Princess Peach game? Interest you or nah?
Yeah, it sort of interests me. Finally, because we've always seen Mario, Luigi, Wario and Waluigi got
Right,
some of their own recognition. Some of them got their own games. You know, it was a pretty much gonna be. It's pretty much about time that one of the core characters of the Mario games, being Princess Peach, finally gets her own game, gets her own recognition.
right. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, that was pretty cool. They had her looking a little bit different, almost if she had her hair pulled back and in a ponytail versus her usual puffy down haired look. So she was looking pretty good in her own game. That's definitely an interest. Um, I'll probably check it out. Let's see. I know girls everywhere are going to be excited for that one. So Princess Peach finally getting some limelight. I mean, she always has before, but now it's just like prominent. Next up was Luigi's Mansion, Dark Moon. It was a 3DS game. They ported it over to the Nintendo Switch. Looked good. Um, I've never played a Luigi's Mansion game, unfortunately. I've always wanted to. I think I have one for the GameCube that I just picked up recently. And I have my GameCube here, so I'll probably fire that up. I know a lot of people love those games, so that might be one that I check out. Are you into Luigi's Mansion? Do you?
I never got a chance to play it either, but it does seem like an interesting game to me.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I take that back. I played Luigi's Mansion at the arcade. That sit-down arcade where you got the vacuums. I don't know, that doesn't count, but yeah, those are still pretty cool. Um, and then we'll just glance over these other games. I'm not really thinking that we're going to talk about them. We'll talk about the last one probably. They announced the Arkham trilogy, the Batman Arkham series. 3 games, one cartridge, I think. That looks pretty cool. If they do Arkham Asylum, I kind of hope it's the Wii U port because Batman had the lightning gloves and those were pretty cool. Um, then they announced Gloomhaven. I don't remember anything about that. Sorry. Just Dance. Then there was um, shoot, I forgot the name of it. It was Faith something. It was I think another Sim game.
Yeah,
Uh,
Fae Farm.
yeah, Faith Farm. Yeah, that looked like another farming sim. That yeah. Then there was Lego. There was a Lego racing game that I didn't find interesting at all. Or Hot Wheels. Was it Lego Hot Wheels or something like that? I don't remember.
It was Hot Wheels.
It was
Hot
Hot
Wheels
Wheels.
Unleashed 2.
Okay, yeah, that didn't look interesting to me at all. Then there was Maniacs. I don't remember.
Yeah, Manic Mechanics.
Yeah, Manic Mechanics. Yeah, I was like, yeah, okay, pass. Then they got into Mario Rabbids DLC, Spark of Hopes DLC. That was a pass for me. I don't think the Mario Rabbit games are any good, so if happy for those that like them, just not my thing. Then we got Dragon Quest Monsters. Uh, I've tried to get into the Dragon Quest series and I can't. To me, it's too slow. I don't know. I'm happy for those that love Dragon Quest. It's one of those things that's not for me. I keep hoping that one will hit and they just haven't. So, um, Pikmin 4, Pikmin 4, more Pikmin. Yeah. Another good one was the Metal Gear Collection. So that's kind of exciting to see the Metal Gear Collection on the Switch. So it's Metal Gear Solid 2. I think I don't remember what the third one, if it was Snake Eater or what. I'm not 100% what the third one was. And then it comes with the
Um,
two original NES games.
yeah, it's pretty much just the entire collection of Metal Gear.
Yeah, and this is just volume 1, which means there's more coming, so I do hope that they do 4. Again, I don't care about 5 at all, so but Metal Gear Solid 4 to be redone, that would be cool. Um, and then there was Vampire Survivors. I played it on Steam. I played it on my Steam Deck. It's kind of cool. I can see why people get addicted to that game loop. Um, so that's cool to have on the Switch. Penny's Big Break. It was a Sonic style game with a new mascot. I don't know, her name was Penny. That game looks kind of cool. That was kind of interesting. Um, did you catch that one? Did you see Penny's Big Break?
Yeah, and it gave me Sonic vibes as well, like original like Sonic games.
Yeah,
The one I played, the Sonic game I played was the one for the GameCube, and it really gave me vibes of that.
yeah. No, it looked really cool. So I'm kind of into that. I'm gonna be on the lookout for that. Mario Kart Wave 5, new track. Or Mario. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Mario Kart 8 Wave 5, new track. Bunch of other stuff. Um,
Some new
looks.
characters.
Yeah.
We got the Piranha Plant character. We also got the Wiggler,
Oh, okay.
and who's the other one? Oh, and the Wizard Koopa. I don't remember his name.
Oh, yeah. Um, I forgot the name too. But yeah,
Comic.
yeah. So yeah, Wave 5 looks cool. I play Mario Kart, but I'm not gonna get into Mario Kart until they bring Fox McCloud into there. Fox deserves to be in Mario Kart, and until he's in there, I'm not playing Mario Kart no more. Um, and then let's see. After that was Star Ocean Second Story R. I am 100% down, 100% into this game. I will play it day one. I love the Star Ocean series. I have a ton of the Star Ocean games here in my collection, and I was excited for that. So that was actually a newer. That's the HD 2D style. It's a little bit faster paced. Star Ocean's always been a little bit faster paced as an RPG. Does Star Ocean interest you at all?
Uh, to me, it did pique my interest, but I don't think it's gonna be a game I'm really gonna be playing if I were to get myself a Switch.
Right. I'll have to hook you up with some Star Ocean knowledge because it's a awesome series. Great stories too. Till the end of time, always going to be my favorite. Let's see. Then they announced a new Wario game. If you know what WarioWare is, you know what to expect. It's exactly what you think. It's Wario mini games. Good, fun, great to play with people. Look out for that. That's going to be cool. And then they announced the Tears of the Kingdom amiibo, Link, Zelda, and Ganondorf. And man, these things were beautiful. I know I shouldn't get them. I know my collection's already starting to get massive, but I'm gonna get them because that Ganon was looking like a big sexy beast, and that's what I like in my collection.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so definitely amiibos. Here you come to my collection soon. Let's see. And then the last game for me, which was also the second banger, I said there was two. For me, Mario RPG was one. And then they announced the final game that got me hyped up, got me excited. I can't wait for it to come out. It looks completely weird. Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Uh, it was doing some weird stuff. It looks like this is the kind of Mario game you want to play on some extracurricular stuff. Uh, heavy psychedelic game. Uh, just kidding. Don't do drugs, kids. But yeah, no, it looked weird. They have these new things called Wonder Flowers. When you touch them, you turn into things, or the map changes. It was pretty trippy. I recommend you go check out the that trailer. Really cool. Can't wait. Glad to have a new 2D Mario. Mario games always hit. Whether they're 3D, 2D, or Mario RPG-ish, they always hit. And then you get to be Elephant Mario, and that was pretty cool. So, what'd you think about Mario Wonder?
I really liked it. Like as a Mario fanatic, growing up playing Mario games myself, um, this is one of the games that I was surprised about when I first saw the direct. I didn't realize that another Mario game like this was gonna be something they plan on doing.
Right.
And it really took me by surprise when you can play as the different characters, uh, especially two that we haven't really seen be playable in a Mario game itself, Princess Peach and Princess Daisy. Usually we get Mario, Luigi as playable characters, and possibly the Toads. We haven't really seen or been able to play as the princesses in a 2D Mario scroller game.
Mhm.
So to see this come out like this, and I've been wanting to play Mario for a long time. Again, I've been craving to play a Mario scroller game.
Right.
It's honestly wanting me to actually pick up, like actually get a Switch, maybe even just one of the smaller takeaway ones, and get this game specifically for that.
Right. Yeah, no, can't wait, dude. It's exciting to see a new 2D Mario, and like I said, this definitely looks like it's the end of the Switch. This could be this could be the swan song for the Mario thing, and you have to expect whatever the next Switch is, whether it's the Switch 2 or whatever they plan on doing. Um, I think that a lot of these games make it over. It's almost guaranteed Tears of the Kingdom's going over and getting some kind of fidelity upgrade, and this Mario will too if it's not a double launch. Metroid Prime 4, I think, misses the current Switch and just goes to the second one. Um, so yeah, and real quick, like as far as the NSO stuff and the Nintendo Online stuff for their gaming, the free games and all that. I think that the Wii U on the next on the next console launch, I think the Wii U and the 3DS come into play as far as Nintendo Switch Online because I have a feeling that the next Switch is going to have dual screens. I think it's gonna have a screen on. I think it's gonna be like a set top box and then a controller like the Steam Deck. Almost basically almost going back to the Wii U, but still being hybrid where you can pop it on and off and all that. Because I feel like you can't have 3DS games and you can't have Wii U games on your games service without having that dual screen. And the only way they can do that is if it's interacting with the TV and the handheld itself. So I think that's how they do it. Like your TV or your monitor will be your screen, and then the handheld will be the the second screen, like your map or whatever. But I'm just talking out of my butt. I really don't know. I just kind of hope that Wii U and 3DS come to the next console. So that was the Nintendo Direct for June 21st, 2023. That was the games. Um, that was exciting. Uh, some games hit, some games didn't. Two big bangers were Mario Bros. Wonder and then Mario RPG Remake. And yeah, can't wait for that stuff to come out. So, um, let's move on to the main topic actually. So, yeah, so this is again the Fat Man Gaming Podcast where we talk about a gaming franchise or a game that we played growing up or we're playing currently, and we get into our opinions on it as a whole. So, and then we always start off with the news thing, which you just heard, and in this case, it was a Nintendo Direct. So, uh, moving on to the next subject. This week's subject is the Call of Duty franchise. Zio's a big, big, big lover of the Call of Duty franchise. I've played most of them. I haven't played some recently. Um, and but yeah, I grew up playing the franchise. Uh, basically when it started. So let's see. Uh, the first Call of Duty came out. Let's see. I wanna. Come on, I know this.
It came out in 2003.
Right. 2003. PC, PS3, Xbox 360. Um, and I want to say it was World War II. Right? Was it World War II? I think a lot of the Call
Yes,
of Duty franchise was.
yeah, majority of the Call of Duty franchise usually goes back to World War II in some way, shape, or form.
Right.
It started off as a World War II game for the first, I believe, 3 games before Call of Duty 4, which is one that most everyone knows of.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, we'll get into that in a little bit. So yeah, so 2003 PC, PS3, Xbox 360, Call of Duty. 2005 was Call of Duty 2, PC, 360, and that was it. There was no, I'm guessing no PlayStation release for that. And then in 2006 you got Call of Duty 3, PS2, PS3, Wii, Xbox 360, and then the OG Xbox. Um, 2007, which is when everything changed for Call of Duty. It was the big one, the big dog that came. It was Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Came out in 2007. It was on the DS, believe it or not, PC, PS3, Wii, and Xbox 360. And that game was a complete game changer. The amount of excellence that came out of that was just incredible. And then yeah, but we'll get into more of that later. The next game after that in 2008 was Call of Duty World at War, returning back to its World War II roots. That was on the DS, the PC, the PS3, the Wii, and the Xbox 360. Um,
as well as mobile.
was it on mobile?
Surprisingly,
Oh, that's right. Yeah, there was a mobile version. Yeah, man, believe it or not, man, phones. After that, we got the bigger dog in the game, uh, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, which people still say is the best of the series. That came out in 2009 for the DS, PC, PS3, Xbox 360, and man, again we'll get into that in a bit because that was some. And then came the new kids of the block. After that was Call of Duty Black Ops in 2010, and that came out for the DS, PC, PS3, Wii, and Xbox 360. Mm,
as as well as a mobile version for that one too.
yeah, and
It's not really known though.
it was a it was a start to a new franchise. This is when the I call them the side stories started to come out. It had a really great story. A lot of stuff that people believe is true, and who knows, because governments be shady. Followed up by Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 in 2011 for the DS, PC, PS3, Wii, Xbox 360. A lighter guide to the franchise, kinda didn't get the reception that people were hoping for. Great game still, ended the series. Um, but yeah. And then that was followed up by Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Now to me, that was getting better, but still didn't quite hit. I do believe wasn't Black Ops 2 when they started getting into the kind of future stuff, or was that the later one?
No, it was Black Ops 2, and most people regard both the original Modern Warfare from 2007 and Black Ops 2 as an all-time as the goats of the franchise.
Right.
They the people said that everything was perfect with those games, and then they say everything afterwards has just fallen apart.
Yeah, I think that's when they kind of started doing the triple studio and kind of just it got too annualized. Um, and then hold on one second, checking my notes. Um, okay, so after that, um, I know people are gonna roast me for this one. This is just my opinion, and this so don't go too hard on me. But my favorite Call of Duty Ghost, came out 2013 for the PC, PS3, PS4, Wii U, Xbox 360, and Xbox One, the original VCR Xbox One. And I had it for the Wii U. Don't talk crap. It played great. The Wii U, super underrated, and those of you that don't like it can bite me because it was a great console. So there. Um, After that was followed up by Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. We don't have to talk about that one because that Call of Duty sucked.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. Advanced Warfare can bite my shiny metal
Um.
butt.
Well,
Quote from
actually, to
Bender.
actually give it some leeway, it's been rumored that the next Call of Duty game that what's the studio that makes those ones? Sledgehammer. That Sledgehammer will produce is actually uh a sequel to Advanced
Oh
Warfare.
no, please don't. Oh, please don't. Um, no, thank you. Although I will give Advanced Warfare something. I do believe Advanced Warfare came out with the because I think the PS4 version had the VR mission for Advanced Warfare, and that Call of Duty VR game where you're flying a jet through space or whatever, that was awesome. That is a great VR game. I wish I still had it. I don't. But yeah, anybody, if you can still find it, check out the Advanced Warfare version, the PSVR one version of that game. That was awesome. Um, and then let's see, we had where did we leave off at Advanced Warfare? And then we have Black Ops 3. I liked Black Ops 3. It kind of felt like it did justice to the Black Ops series. It left it open for a potential fourth, which didn't. Isn't there a fourth game already? Oh, yeah, I see
uh,
it on my notes. Yeah, Black Ops 4.
yep.
Um, Black Ops 3 was good. But I think wasn't 4 the multiplayer only?
Yes. So what had happened with that was they actually were gonna make a story for Black Ops 4. Originally, World War II was actually supposed to be Black Ops 4, the story mode at least.
Okay.
Black Ops was gonna go take a look back at World War II. However, due to a budget constraint and the time span, they just weren't able to get the story finished, so they scrapped it, gave it to Sledgehammer. Sledgehammer took it over, which gave us Call of Duty World War II.
Mhm.
And with Black Ops 4, they just focused more heavily on what they had at the time, which was multiplayer and zombies.
Big mistake. Zombies cool. Let's see. And then we got into the some more stuff. We got Modern Warfare Remastered, and then Infinite Warfare came out. I think that might be the one that actually had the VR game in it. I'm not sure. It's either one. Black Ops 4 multiplayer only. Call of Duty Mobile. Uh, Call of Duty Mobile is actually pretty cool. If you want to go and feel like a freaking slayer, go play that game because it's mostly bots, and you'll rack up a 60 kill streak in no time.
Yeah,
Um,
especially if you use a controller, because the aim assist they have for controllers is just completely broken.
right, yeah, it's yeah. If you have a controller to your phone, you're playing that game, you're a god. And then we got after that, we got the the reboot of the franchise in Modern Warfare. They remade Modern Warfare, and let me tell you, that game hit hard. It hit so hard. The story was incredible. They brought back some characters. They didn't do some characters dirty like they did in the original. Um, and yeah, so that was freaking cool. And then we kind of got with that, we got the Modern Warfare 2 campaign remastered. So that was kind of interesting to go back and play the original, but have it redone. And then we got Black Ops Cold War. I did play that one. They did bring in a story for it. I thought the story for it was actually pretty good. All about the Cuban Missile Crisis, I think, and the Black Ops Cold War, the whole thing with Russia. So that was actually pretty interesting. Wouldn't fly today, I don't think, because of everything that's going on in the world. Call of
Yeah,
Duty,
no. Cold War to me was honestly an underrated game.
I thought so too.
Um, yeah, people really ragged on what the direction for zombies, multiplayer, and the story was a home run for me.
Oh
It
yeah,
was really
absolutely.
one of the best stories from Call of Duty in a long time. Almost, it was in the same league as the reboot of Modern Warfare,
I thought it was
and
great.
they kept that pattern going so far in terms of
Yeah.
stories, but they're lacking now in multiplayer and other online aspects.
Mhm. And then after Cold War, we got Vanguard. Vanguard to me was a miss. I thought the main character, I do believe her name is Laura Bailey, the actress that played the main character in that game. I thought she did a phenomenal job, but overall, gameplay and story wise, that game just wasn't good. But
Yeah,
acting
I have
wise,
to say
voice
it was
cast
a flop
wise,
as well.
great.
Voice
Um,
acting phenomenal. game
Yeah.
itself, I'd have to say, was one of the biggest flops. And you know, to get into the next game that was released as of recently, Modern Warfare 2, 2022.
Right. So the
Uh,
final in the series
they weren't
is
supposed to release it actually.
yeah. So the final one in the franchise, like Zio just said, for right now, because there's rumors of a Call of Duty coming out this year or coming out early next year. We don't know because we don't know what studio's working on it yet either. There's been no announcement for it. We were kind of thinking Summer Games Fest, but nothing came out. So maybe they're gonna do their own, whoever it is. I don't know the studio in the transition. I'd have to look. But yeah, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 came out 2022, PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S. Um, kind of got a mid rating in the 70s for all the things. Uh, I thought continued the story of the first one pretty well. The acting in it was incredible. Again, didn't do another character in the game dirty. Um, multiplayer, I was on there last night. Still banging. That you can't beat the Call of Duty. If the Call of Duty is good, you cannot beat that that multiplayer setup. So yeah, I thought the reboots of Modern Warfare 1 and 2, I thought so far have been great. So um, did you get a
Yeah,
chance
and
to play too?
no, I didn't get a chance to play, but I've seen gameplay, and I watch a lot of YouTubers that also play the game on a regular basis. And
Right.
for me, like you said as well, the Modern Warfare reboots have just been serious home runs in terms of the Call of Duty's franchise. While they have their downs, they mainly have ups.
Mhm.
And to me, it seems as though Infinity Ward, like, they knew what they were doing back then with the original trilogy,
Right.
and now they're showing even more why that they know how to handle Call of Duty and what the fans want. They listen to the fans primarily.
Right. And let's get serious, because I mean, there's all kinds of multiplayer shooters out there, and there's just none of them. And I'm not even a big fan of Call of Duty. I do play them just because I love first-person shooters, but there's no game that does it like Call of Duty. They've tried. We had Medal of Honor. We've had um, we've had Battlefield. I mean, Battlefield 2049 or whatever the newest Battlefield was a disaster. That game, you can't even play it now. Like if you go in there and play it, it's just a mess. It's not fun. Um, to me, Battlefield peak with Bad Company. The Bad Company series is really the only thing Battlefield has going for it. Why they haven't done Bad Company 3 yet, I'll never know. It just amazes me that they haven't tapped into what their bestseller was. Um, so yeah, we've had Medal of Honor, Battlefield. Let's see, we've had countless others. I mean, honestly, and I always get ragged on for this opinion. There's only ever been one game that that competed with Call of Duty for even just a little bit, and not so much its sequel, but the original Homefront. The original Homefront to me was probably the best first-person shooter at its time. The multiplayer was incredible. The the achievement system that you had in there for kills and kill streaks, how you built up points to call in different vehicles or call in different or get different perks in, while you were playing, that was insane. The storyline was incredible. The whole North Korea coming, or was it North Korea? Yeah, the whole North Korea coming and invading the U.S. with taking over Japan and all that scary crap. Because kind of stuff like that can happen in real life, and it was an eye opener to play that game. And then I'm surprised, honestly, Call of Duty hasn't tried to cash in on that what if scenario I call them, because especially right now, with the whole tensions with Russia and China and all that stuff, and I don't want to get into politics, but yeah, but Call of Duty as a franchise as a whole, you really can't get any better because they're the ones that know how to do it right. The shooting, the way that they feel, and honestly, I know PlayStation gamers are going to get mad, and I know PlayStation gamers are upset right now, but I hope the Activision Blizzard deal goes through because having those games day one on Game Pass would be absolutely freaking mind blowing. There is no way it would get any better than that. I don't have to spend $70, $80 to play a game that's obviously going to be number one dominant. I mean, it would just be hands down. And even Xbox has said, hey, we're not taking this away from you. We're actually going to give it to Nintendo. We're going to make sure it's on PC, PS5. Stop being a baby, or PlayStation rather. Stop being a baby. We're still going to give you Call of Duty. It's like Sony, pony up the dough and sign, or actually just pony up, sign the contract, get your 10 years in there. They're going to give you another one after that. Call of Duty is not going anywhere. Microsoft, even though they're a $1 trillion customer company, probably just $1 billion company or whatever, they know that if they took the franchise off PlayStation, they'd be losing buckets of money. I don't see them doing that. I think
Yeah.
PlayStation's only gripe is that they don't have a service that's compatible to Game Pass, and I think that's why they're so upset because they can't, in my opinion, afford to hand over Call of Duty for free like Xbox can, and I think that kind of sticks a stick up their craw. But
Yeah, and then I'm hoping that deal goes through too. And in terms of games that could potentially rival Call of Duty in the first-person shooter, um, Ubisoft actually has one in the works.
mhm.
And some of my friends have played the beta. I've seen them while talking with them through Discord. They streamed it so I could see it. Um, Tom Clancy has a game in progress called X Defiant. It's a first-person shooter that has some of the characters from some of the Tom Clancy games, some from their what's it? What's their main one? Shoot.
Is it the Division?
Yes, they have characters from the Division games. Uh, hopefully they add some Siege characters. Uh, from Ghost Recon. A bunch of Ubisoft main games. Are some of their characters are in this X Defiant, and from the gameplay I've seen, given some time, it may actually be a good rival to Call of Duty. It plays very well, unlike any other Ubisoft game I've had the pleasure of playing.
Oh yeah, that's
Sometimes Ubisoft has like some terrible first day
I
releases.
forgot about that. That's the X Defiant is it's basically like that Overwatch escort style game um where you have different characters throughout the Tom Clancy verse, and then you're kind of like sitting out doing missions. I saw that. It actually does look kind of interesting.
Yeah, and like I said, to me, it seems as though from the gameplay I've witnessed, the way Call of Duty keeps heading in terms of multiplayer, and other online factions, if they should really be on their toes for this one, because
Hmm.
Tom Clancy, like that studio knows how to make a good shooter game. Uh, they're in the same boat as Call of Duty, just further in the back, I would say.
Right.
Maybe
Yeah.
below deck. But
I
with
don't.
this game, it could bring them to the top.
Uh, I'd say it's a long shot. I don't. I think that Tom Clancy games are more. A lot of them are usually more tactical based. Um, like let's see, they had Wildlands and a couple other ones. Used to have the old Ghost Recons. Division is definitely more tactical looter shooter ish. Um, but yeah, I could see. I kind of would like. Well, no, I'll take that back. But I know that. Yeah, there's got to be a rival to Call of Duty, and I think PlayStation can do it. I think PlayStation has the studios that can do it. I think PlayStation has the franchises too. Like a lot of people are like saying that, oh yeah, just make SOCOM. Well, they could just make SOCOM a first-person shooter. It was a tactical shooter. Just reboot the franchise and make it your thing. Um, PlayStation could certainly buy something and start over. They have the Killzone series, reboot that. Um, so I don't understand why they're so against this deal. I want it to go through. Everybody pretty much wants it to go through. It's been approved already on certain areas. The FTC says they're going to sue to stop the deal, but I think ultimately it does go through. But anyways, getting back to the Call of Duty franchise, like I said, the Call of Duty franchise, nobody does it better. The shooting, the mechanics, all that stuff. And then they got the wonder, that everybody's on is Warzone. I think Warzone kind of changed it up as far as battle royale goes. There were so many battle royales. There's still so many battle royales. You got your Fortnites. You got your what the heck's the other one called? PUBG. There's so many of them now.
Apex.
Apex. Yeah. I mean, there's rumor of a Halo one coming. Um, yeah. There's so many of them, but I think that Warzone was the only one that got it right as far as that goes. And you got Fortnite who has their cameos and they got their thing going over there. That's great for kids and stuff, but for more adult players or people who want more of a modern shooter, I think they go to Warzone. I think Warzone 1 was doing it better than Warzone 2 is. A lot of people are upset with the way and the direction that 2 is going. I haven't personally been into Warzone 2.0 yet. Um, I wasn't very good at it. I'm not very good at battle royales, period, except for Fortnite no build because in there I will school you. But
Mm.
um, so yeah, I mean nobody does it like Call of Duty, and I know you have more of a connection to Call of Duty than I do. So, but the storytelling, the multiplayer, the zombies, Warzone, it just makes Call of Duty what it is. Now, should it still be annualized? No, they need to just lay Call of Duty down for take a year off, get it going, then come back and then make people want it more. And I think when it does end up ultimately going to Microsoft and Microsoft owning that studio, I think Microsoft's gonna end up giving it to other studios and let them do their thing and make the franchise a lot better.
Yeah, for me, what I'd like to see in Call of Duty's like in the next game that they release, is taking a year off after the once the game is released, and then within that 1 year's time, actually be working on the next game. Make it take a full year to work out, so that way when you release it, there's fewer kinks, there's fewer bugs.
Right.
You bringing out a full game. Because if they keep going at this rate, releasing one every year, they're gonna fall into a cycle of, say, how Battlefield is, where day one release, the game's broken. No one can barely play it because it's all glitchy, it's
Mhm.
all broken, and then you have to shut it down to fix it and get an update right away within the next day or two.
Mhm.
You know, Call of Duty to me is heading in that direction, and I hate to see it head in that
I
direction.
think it's been headed that way, and I think they kind of figured it out pretty quick, and then they moved in and they did some stuff to kind of make it better. But yeah, having the three studio cycle is just too much. I really don't want to play a Call of Duty every year, just because of all the stuff that does come out. It kind of gets in the way, and I skip a lot of them. Um, yeah, but I if yeah, but anyways, Call of Duty is it is the first person franchise. You can't get any better. So that's our take on that. So I think unless you have anything else, Gio, I think we're gonna wrap it up here. I don't wanna run too much longer. So your final thoughts on the Call of Duty franchise?
My final thoughts on the franchise as a whole is it's an amazing first person shooter. I started with Modern Warfare 3, and I've played the games since. I may have skipped a few after Black Ops 2 and gone straight to 4, but since then I've been buying all the games I can to test them out and see and get my own opinion on them. The last one being Cold War, actually Vanguard. So I haven't had a chance myself to play the newest Modern Warfare 2, but once I get the chance, I'll see how if my opinion changes or not
Right.
by playing it myself.
All right, cool. And then, yeah, my opinion, Call of Duty is I've said it before, Call of Duty is the first-person shooter franchise. It hits more often than not. The storytelling can be good. Um, I think that really, what can you do that they haven't done already? I say lay off World War II. They've ran that dry. Don't even touch World War One because it's not interesting. Um, but leading into more of the Cold War stuff, even Vietnam. I don't think has there been a Call of Duty Vietnam?
No, and honestly, that's what I'm hoping that Treyarch does next when
Yeah,
they get their chance to
Call
release another COD.
yeah, Call of Duty Vietnam would be, I think, be a pretty good one because that was a brutal war. There's a lot of stories to come out of there. Um, I think a Call of Duty. I know they've done Modern Warfare, but make one Operation Desert Storm. Make one Operation Iraqi Freedom. They called it. They can do one based in Afghanistan. Um, what else? There's other wars that they could tap into. Um, and
Hell, if they want to do something even more modern, they could tap into the Ukrainian-Russian war. They could
no, no,
tap
no,
into
no.
that one.
Nah, I don't think they have the balls to do that. I don't. I wouldn't. I would stay away from that as much as possible. But yeah, so Call of Duty. On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you rank the franchise?
I'd rank it as of now a solid 7.5 out of 10.
All right, cool. And I would get, I'd say the same. I'd give it a solid 7. I think that the franchise does need some work. I do think it needs to go to Microsoft and let them fix it. I think PlayStation knows that it's going to happen eventually, and me being a PlayStation gamer first, I'm all for the Microsoft acquisition. Um, so yeah, that's our take on Call of Duty. So again, you guys can find us here on YouTube, the Fatman Gaming, the Fatman Gaming at YouTube.com. Also, we are on Spotify, so go over there and leave a review and listen for us because it helps us out. Help us take this new venture and make it something so that we can do better entertaining for you guys. I do know the audio is a little bit wonky. I'm working on getting a new mic. So because right now I'm using my PlayStation headset. I'm working on getting an actual podcast mic, but it costs money. So leave us a like, leave a comment, leave a review. Let us know how we did. And then be on the lookout for the third episode. I'm sure we're going to work together to figure out what we'll be talking about next. I hope you liked our news report on the Nintendo Direct. Um, and then, yeah, we want to say thank you. We are true gamers. I know that people throw that out a lot. We are not like the other gamers that do podcasts where it's all corporate mumbo jumbo and trying to get sponsors and all this stuff. We are two plain, normal people who play games and we do it because we love it and we're not out to gain anything other than your love, respect, and maybe your support. Um, so that's where we're going to end it. I hope you liked it. We talked about our opinions on the franchise of Call of Duty, and then we'll catch you guys on the next one. We'll see you. Uh, and then, yeah, peace us out, Zio.
All right, yeah. Catch
All
you
right,
guys on the flip side.
all right, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Thank you, and have a good night or day, whatever it is, and play some games.